This segment is sponsored by ReverseMortgage.pro.
Reverse mortgages help provide financial stability. If you're a senior looking for options, you want to get your information from an expert. Reverse Mortgage Director Brad Freeman joins us this morning to share the benefits of a reverse mortgage. Good to see you again.
You too.
Let's talk a little bit about some major changes that affect reverse mortgages and seniors and how they are going to proceed in the future.
Yes, sir. So HUD came out with some changes that took place at the end of April. And we've been talking about those changes that were upcoming for quite some time. We knew they were coming up. HUD has made this more of a credit and income qualifying loan for seniors. So a senior who has equity in their home can take some of that equity out in the form of a loan. And HUD guarantees that loan, and HUD backs the loan. And seniors can use that money for home improvements or a line of credit or to pay off their existing mortgage if they have enough equity. And the reason HUD backs it, there's no monthly payments that have to be paid. But HUD has come along and said, well, we want to make sure that you can pay your taxes and we want to make sure that you can pay your insurance, which is a great thing for seniors. You want to be able to pay those things. Yeah. And so for HUD to look at your income and your credit to make sure that you have the ability to do that is not a bad thing. But it does take a little bit more paperwork, and it does take an expert to understand how to travel that path through the government paperwork to make this a good and a viable program. The start for seniors, though, if you have some equity in your home and you want to be able to use that equity to live a little more comfortably without having a monthly payment, look into the reverse mortgage, get educated about it. That's the start.
Is this like a couple of years ago when we had the financial downturn, the banks were teeter-tottering, they came up with all these ways to keep that from happening, and so now you've got to have, 10% down or 20% off if you buy a house, and getting a loan obviously became a little bit more difficult, but it was for a reason, and I'm imagining this is what you just described is exactly the same thing.
Exactly. Two of the things that HUD wants to make sure before they see a senior pursue the reverse mortgage is that they're financially capable of staying in their home. There's a lot of seniors even getting a reverse mortgage that just don't have the financial capacity to be able to stay at home, and that their home is the right environment for them to be in, that they can physically stay at the house, that it's not the wrong place for them to be. So for HUD to put some guidelines in to say, hey, let's make sure the senior can pay their property taxes and can pay their homeowner's insurance and their regular property charges is not a bad thing. And I don't see that many seniors aren't going to qualify because of that. Again, it just takes going through the process the right way. It starts with the education about the reverse mortgage. There's still a lot of myths and misconceptions about it, and it is a very good, a very strong HUD-backed program that some seniors should be able to use in their financial situation.
So let me get this straight. The government got involved and it got more complicated. Who would have thunk it?
More paperwork.
So this is where you come in, because I know that you feel very strongly about sitting down at the kitchen table with the children, the adult children, or the family members, and getting all these myths and misconceptions out of the way, and then explaining what is going to happen. So how do we proceed?
Exactly. So we start with a quick phone call to make sure that this is the right program for a senior to be pursuing, and then it's an education process. It goes through, and again, we make house calls. I'd rather come out and sit down with somebody as opposed to trying to do this over the phone or calling into an 800 number somewhere who you don't know the people that you're dealing with. It's a very good program, but it is using your home, and it is a loan that has no monthly payment, so it does sound a little backwards. Sitting down and making sure everybody's on the same page that this is the right thing for the senior and this is the right thing for their family is very important to us.
I know that you really do stress the education, and anytime we've got lots of regulations and like you said, the path. It may not be straight. It actually is definitely going to go through lots of changes, yes. And that's where you come in. You've studied this. This is what you do, and you're an expert at it, and obviously you can explain it to folks. He's even explained it to me, and I kind of get it. So,
thank you.
So thank you for doing that, and we're going to get folks in touch with you. To learn more, visit reversemortgage.pro or call 977-0059 and set up an appointment to have a local reverse expert come directly to you.